this month's club, we're going to learn how to embroider this in the hoop decorative stitched tissue cover or for a travel Kleenex case. This is a lot of fun, so let's get started. Okay, in order to stitch out this Greek key travel Kleenex holder that's in the hoop, you're going to need to hoop your 5x7 frame with a tearaway stabilizer. Then you need 3 pieces of fabric, 6 inches by 6 inches. But before you start to stitch, take 2 of them and fold them in half and just press them really nice and crisp. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and load my design into the machine. Okay, so I've loaded my design into the machine. And if you need a copy of it, just send me an email at waltzquilt@yahoo.com, and I'd be happy to send you this design free of charge in PES format. Now this is the design that we created using the Designer's Gallery Creator software. I have loaded up my design into the machine, and I'm using just plain pink thread. So the first stitch we're going to do is just a placement line. So I'm just going to lower my presser foot. And the first thing is just going to do a small lot, just an indicator line. It's for placing your the other fabric. Okay. I'm going to place my fabric on the fold, and I'm going to overlap that by about 1/8 of an inch. So here's right up to the line. I want to go just a tiny bit over it. Okay, and then I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to overlap these by about 1/8 of an inch. I want these fabrics to overlap. Too close over this way. Here we go. And I want to cover that whole stitching on. And so I've got that pretty straight. I'm going to take some painter's tape to hold it down, especially right here. Okay? Because I don't want the foot to get caught in the stitching. Okay, so I've just put in painter's tape normally. I just don't happen to have any. And my second color stop is going to secure these edges down. I'm using pink thread. I normally wouldn't, but I would use the same color as the fabric that I have. But this is just a basting stitch. It's just stitching right over the tape. Okay. You want to make sure that tape holds pretty well. I'm just going to remove it now since it's already flipped over. Now I'm going to remove this tape. And see, it comes out pretty easily. And I'm going to make a real thin piece of tape because I want to hold this down so that it doesn't catch when it flips over. Also, that helps to keep the fabric from pulling away from the center. Just taking little pieces and taping this down. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use metallic thread for this, and I think it'd be very pretty with metallic thread. And just remember, there's a few things you need to do when you are dealing with metallic thread. First of all, I want to use a vertical spool pin. I want this to come off, this metallic thread to come off with little to no back pressure at all. Also, you want to use a good quality metallic thread. The bargain stuff is going to flake off in your machine. and cause some issues. Okay, and just going to thread it with metallic thread. Okay. The other thing I have changed to a metallic needle, or if you don't have a metallic needle, a top stitch size 14 will work very well. And then I also want to change my tension. Normal tension on this machine is 4.0, and I want to go down to at least probably 3.0 and even lower. On this machine it seems to like metallic thread at 2.8. Okay, then I'm also going to go to my speed and change it, which is on this page. It says maximum embroidery speed. I want to go down as low as I can to 350. Okay, and now I'm ready to stitch. Okay, and now it's going to stitch the Greek key, which is the decorative stitch. Okay, now that it's finished, I'm going to go ahead and remove all of the tape. And see, I didn't get any distortion at all. And what I did on this side is, because I got a little bit of thread, bobbin thread showing, is that what I did on this side is I reduced that tension even more. I reduced it down to like 2.2. So now that I've got all of the tape out, I'm going to return my tension. Return my tension back to 4. I'm going to close that, and I am going to go to my settings page. Come out a little bit. I'm going to go to my settings page and change my speed back to 1,000 stitches per minute, or whatever your machine's highest speed is. And now I'm going to change this thread. Excuse me. And now I'm going to change the thread back. I'm going to use white thread so that you can see this. There's a little piece of tape. I'm using regular sewing thread for this, because this part is where it's going to finish the tissue holder and sew it together. And I'm going to stitch it in white so you can see what's going on. Okay, and now you're going to want to take the 6 by 6 inch square and put it right sides together over top of this stitching. You really don't have to spray it down. Of course, it'd be nice if I got it straight. Here we go. I want to cover all of the stitching. And now the last thing is to stitch it. I just like to hold it down until I make sure I don't have any pleating. Stitching it several times so that it'll hold. Okay, it's all finished. So I'm going to remove it. Remove the hoop from the machine. Always pull your stitches toward, or pull your stabilizer toward your stitches and not away so that you don't pull any of the knots out. Okay. And I want to remove the stitching between, I want to remove this between the decorative stitches. Okay. I'll probably remove all of it. There. Now I can turn it inside out. Get some more of this out. I might remove some of this as well. You don't have to. It's on the inside so you won't see it. Okay, and now I'm going to take pinking shears and clip about, and boy do these things need sharpening. And yes, you can sharpen pinking shears. These are bad. Or it's time for a new pair. That's even better. These were my mother's. They're a little old. Time to visit the season. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, I went and got another pair of scissors, and if you pink along the edge like that, you don't have to clip the curves. So I've removed the rest of the stabilizer, or most of it. Then just turn this. And then just turn it. See how this is turned really nice? Put in your package of Kleenex. And it fits nice and snug. There we go. And see, you have a really nice container, a nice travel case for your Kleenex for your car. And what I like about this design, it's not very feminine. In fact, it's not feminine at all and makes a great Valentine gift for your sweetie. So if you want a copy of this design, email me at waltzquilt@yahoo.com. And if you have any questions, give us a call at Attic Treasures in Occoquan at 703-490-1536. Bye.